Welcome to the podcast, a yet-to-be-named podcast. Have you come up with any ideas?
We could just be dull and boring and call it the Logan and Peter show, but yeah, maybe in due time we should think of that first before recording this, but whatever, right?
Logan and Peter show doesn't sound too bad. I don't really think there are any other podcasts out there that call themselves the Logan and Peter show.
Yeah, I can't even say I've even bothered Googling it. I figured it'd just be a rare thing to find.
Well, welcome to the all-new WrestleCrap radio show. We're taking over.
Yeah, just think of us as the NWOB team.
Well, speaking of WrestleCrap radio and WrestleCrap in general, it looks like WrestleCrap has their Gooker Awards up.
Sweetness. It's one of my favorite things about the WrestleCrap site, of course. You know, I mean, I've been going to the site since, like summer of 2000. No joke, like 8 months after it started. And always liked the bad inductions, but I love the Gooker of the Year awards even more.
Yeah, I can't really say I've been going to the website for years and years, but I have been familiar with WrestleCrap. So I would say it's at least been, since 2006. That's
still a few years.
Oh, true. But yeah, I really can't say I knew about the website before that.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't that smart of a mark at that point. Or I should say I was, but I wasn't looking up WrestleCrap.
I always was. I mean, I like pro wrestling, obviously, both of us do. I mean, there are people who do like, the normal chain wrestling, style stuff, and that, that's fine, but I equally like just the bad gimmicks. I mean, if they're so bad it's watchable, then I won't complain. I mean, I'm a big fan of Kazarni, okay? Yeah, remember Kazarni?
I don't want to remember Kazarni.
What's wrong with Kazarni? I am Kazarni. What's wrong with him?
Nothing. Well, he is married to the cat, so I'm sure he has some beef with Jerry the King Lawler. Somehow. But, I do have to agree that I do enjoy wrestling for the athletic ability that a lot of these guys have,
Yeah.
There is a lot of stupid stuff out there, and if you can't appreciate the stupid stuff, then how can you really appreciate the good stuff?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a reason why there's at least one comedy match per show. You just gotta have that. You gotta have variety.
I really get tired of a lot of these people that just watch wrestling every single week, and all they do is complain and complain. And I'm sorry, why do you continue to watch something that you just do not like at all? I can understand if you say you like wrestling, but all you can do is complain. Seriously? Quit watching. For real.
Yeah, I mean, either it's just for the sake of complaining, or it can't affect you that much if you hate it, but you keep on watching. If you hate it that much, then stop. You're doing yourself a big favor by doing that. I have quit watching WWE on almost 3 or 4 times. When they were doing that guest host crap 3 years ago, I hated it so much, and guess what? I stopped watching. When I saw Bob Barker out there and having Chris Jericho be a Price is Right contestant, I rolled my eyes and said, fuck this, and I quit watching.
And you turned off the television.
I did, for 2 years. I mean, yeah, it sucks I missed out on Nexus, but I wasn't going to watch Cheech and Chong and Bob Barker and God knows who else I got to dig up from the celebrity career grave to put on TV. I mean, Buzz Aldrin? Really?
For the people that complained, it was a weekly affair of them comparing the next episode to the last episode. Well, This week's episode was better than last week's, or this week's episode was worse than last week's.
Yeah.
And that was their entire discussion, was how good this show compared to the last one. And it's, please, get a life. Again, turn it off if you really are going that far with your critique of pro wrestling. It better be. I'm hoping it's better next week, because this week sucked.
Yeah, let Logan and Pete tell you message board WWE fans out there who complain about the same thing over and over, just stop. Stop. Go watch NFL, NBA. Go watch those. They can't disappoint you because they're not scripted. Because wrestling is, fans tend to think, oh, they should be writing for us. It's especially not nowadays, because I think the kids are the more target audience than anything else. Just, if it sucks, people just quit watching. Simple as that. Or take a 5-month break. You know, with WWE, they're not like sitcoms. You don't get a 4-month, break. We're not in season 8 of WWE Raw. I mean, sometimes you just need the break. Take it. I recommend it.
Yeah, me too. I've been taking a break for quite some time. It does help when you don't have cable television. But still, even if I had cable TV, I would not watch WWE or TNA programming.
Well, I'll say this much. I just watch Raw and that's it. Cause that's by choice. And I read the SmackDown spoilers, but I never watch. But like Saturday Morning Slam, Main Event, TNA Impact, no, I can't devote this much time. This is about as bad as what it was in the late 90s, if you remember.
Yeah. And I do love the argument that people still have with TNA, where if they just focused on the X Division, things would turn around.
I've heard that a lot.
No. They've been saying that for years.
Well, the X Division probably is the best part, but I mean, those guys, yeah, they can do their spots and execute them well, but I don't know, the only X Division guy I really care for is Rob Van Dam, and he has been around 20 years now. It's Robbie V in WCW.
Yeah. Well, enough of that crap.
Yeah, speaking of crap.
Let's get back to WrestleCrap. So the Gooker Awards are up. It's time to vote. And let's look at the various nominees for the 2012 Gooker Awards. So first off, we have the various loves of AJ Lee, and I will be reading from WrestleCrap.com. Want to simultaneously kill me on 3-hour Raws and a character that people at the beginning of the year actually liked? Then just put AJ Lee into every possible segment on the show as a lunatic skank who bounces from man to man for no logical reason.
Oh, preach on. Preach on. Hate AJ Lee. Can't stand her.
I have to... Oh,
God.
It was... the only time it was interesting for me with the whole AJ Lee love triangle with Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, but then that slowly deteriorated. I did see it coming when she pushed CM Punk onto Daniel Bryan, who was on a table, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she acted like she was going to jump onto it herself, which I was so hoping that was going to happen. I'm like, yes, do it!
Yes, me too. And then, but yes, she just keeps swapping spit. I think, she was with Kane. She was with Daniel Bryan. She was with CM Punk. She was with John Cena. She's with Dolph Ziggler now.
Next month, she'll be with one of us.
John Cena was sloppy seconds to Kane, if you think about it.
Yeah, and he couldn't kiss her properly either.
Yes.
But then again, she looks like she's 12, so it was probably an awkward moment for him too.
And even John Cena was in various love triangles as well. I mean, he was with he kind of had a little thing with Eve. So
oh yeah, we'll
John Cena's locking lips with various people.
We'll get to Eve here in a second too, but yeah, I don't like AJ Lee. I find her dull and boring, and the whole being a lunatic skank, to quote the website, is pretty bad. But if they're going to put anything involving AJ Lee as a Gooker nominee, it should have been her GM run. That was terrible. She's crazy, but yeah, Vince McMahon will make her a GM, and then she becomes normal. What?
Yeah,
who writes this horse shit? I mean, just that to me would have been a better choice. But I understand what R.D. Reynolds is kind of going for, and Yeah. This angle is still going on too. It could be a 2013 nominee as well.
Yeah, you never know. So next on the list we have Claire Lynch. It appeared that AJ Styles and Dixie Carter were having an affair this year in TNA. As it turned out, AJ had actually impregnated a crack whore named Claire Lynch. How bad was it? The actress who played Miss Lynch decided to quit TNA and go back to the Popeye ride at Universal Studios theme park. That says it all. So yes, I mean, for real, the actress played Olive Oil at the Popeye ride at Universal Studios.
And she thought that was a better job to do than to take part in one of the most god-awful angles in TNA history. In fact, it may be the worst one. Yeah, I mean, I caught a little bit of it, and every time I did, AJ Styles is so talented. Why is he in this crap? I mean, from what I remember of it, or reading about it, yeah, I mean, it's just what it sounds. AJ Styles impregnated a crack whore? Oh, no, wait, he didn't? Him and Dixie Carter was adopting her? I don't know. It's all over the place. And I don't even remember if there was there wasn't a payoff because the actress left. So all this building up, nothing, because I'm sure in the future shoot, AJ Styles is just going to bury the whole thing, and he should. It's just a waste of time. Did nothing for him.
Once again, I'm happy I do not have cable television, and I had no opportunity to watch this entire piece of shit unfold. So, I'm lucky.
You're missing out.
Next, we have Farting Natalia. And I quote, "Despite being one of their more talented in-ring women wrestlers, WWE could find nothing to do this year with Natty Neidhart. So she began farting all over television. Really, no joke. One of the stinkiest angles you could ever imagine." Okay, this Farting Natalia. Is it sad to say I actually went back on YouTube looking up Farting Natalia videos?
Were you that bored?
Yes.
What can you really say? There's Natalia. She farts. Hornswoggle passes out. It's too bad he didn't die, but he passes out. Comedy, people. Comedy. That's WWE. Comedy. It didn't offend me as much as it probably did to some people, but I'm flabbergasted by it all.
I think, everybody agreed that was a completely ridiculous thing to have her do. I don't know if I'd want to call it a storyline, but, just what a stupid gimmick that they gave her. And then it just kind of disappeared, and everybody's like, oh, I guess they just dropped it, or, the smart marks had read online that, WWE plans on dropping this whole angle or whatever you want to call it. And then all of a sudden, a month later, she's farting again. Ridiculous!
Yeah, just pointless.
Next, we have Aces and Eights. The never-ending saga of a gang of hoodlums who wanted to invade Impact Wrestling, which they did, despite Hulk Hogan locking the doors to keep them out. Seriously, that was a major plot point.
I don't know. This one doesn't bother me as much as the others. It's just the timing is slow.
And part of it's the whole Aces and Eights storyline is still going on.
Yeah, I agree. To me, I don't think Aces and Eights should be on here. Yeah, it's an invasion angle that we've seen it before with Nexus and NWO, and this one isn't as good. And I don't know. I think maybe they just factored in because the reveals have been lame. Oh my God, it's Luke Gallows. Oh my God, it's Mike Knox. And OMG, it's Taz. I mean, maybe that's why. Considering what the TNA has, that's probably the best they can do. It's not a great angle. No, this angle's I gave it a meh.
A meh.
Meh,
meh.
Whatever TNA, keep trying.
Yeah. So I think we can both agree Aces and Eights probably should not be on the list of nominees. I wouldn't be surprised if that got one of the lowest votes, though.
Yeah, well, if they're going to vote for a crap TNA angle, I'd say Claire Lynch has that wrapped up.
Yeah. And up next we have Daniel Bryan's 18-second WrestleMania. Coming into WrestleMania 28, Daniel Bryan was one of the hottest properties in WWE. His yes, yes, yes chants had caught on not only at wrestling shows, but major sporting events as well. So what does WWE do? Job him out to Smilin' Sheamus in 18 seconds. I was upset. I was upset when that happened, but
yeah.
Let me tell you what. Let me tell you what. He may have lost in 18 seconds, but I think Daniel Bryan only got bigger over the rest of the year. So
yeah, I mean,
that was a downside, but at the same time, I don't think it really hurt him at all. I mean, Daniel Bryan, who lost in 18 seconds, only became a bigger superstar, while Sheamus, I'm sorry, I really did not pay attention to him up until his feud with Big Show at the end of the year.
Sorry, Daniel Bryan at this moment is more over than Sheamus, which is funny because Sheamus is getting pushed as number 2 babyface to John Cena. Sheamus is hugging kids. He's going to those be a star thing, but Daniel Bryan's getting good reactions, even though, you know, it's funny. He's kind of getting like heel heat, but he's a face, and yeah, I mean, I'll say this much: if Daniel Bryan was still buried to this day, then yeah, but the aftermath wasn't that bad. But at the time, yeah, I didn't get that booking. World Heavyweight Champion job in 18 seconds.
And, you know, he also has a new catchphrase. I don't think they say it too much, but I'm the tag team champions with Kane. And even to today, today, as of this recording, Kane and Daniel Bryan are the tag team champions, and they have been since August or September. I mean, that's a pretty long reign, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, and they should have them. And their feud with Sandow and Cody Rhodes has been very entertaining. It's one of the better things to see on TV. I love Damian Sandow, by the way. There's a guy who I think he's in for some big things as the year goes on. But no, I mean, yeah, at the time it sucked because before the match starts, there's I don't know if like supposedly some fan brought 40 yes signs and passed them all out to the people, facing the camera.
Yeah.
That must have pissed him off when his hero Daniel Bryan loses in 18 seconds. Oh.
And it was the first match at WrestleMania, which made it even worse. But once again, if you look at what happened after WrestleMania, then I'm sorry, that really isn't that much of a blemish.
No, but yeah, just at the time it happened, it was stupid. It was ridiculous, but Gooker Award, no. As an induction, sure.
Yeah. And last but not least, we have the Zack Ryder-Eve Torres love affair. You got a feel for Zack Ryder. After being told for years that he needed to find a way to get himself over, he does just that via an incredibly entertaining YouTube show. He then gets his first major storyline and is buried deep beneath the earth as the biggest geek on planet Earth. Poor guy. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to push Zack Ryder, who was getting a following, have him hook up with Eve, and then she betrays him because, yeah, that was great. The Eve Torres heel turn. She's talking to the Bella Twins backstage, and she just bluntly says, "Yeah, I was just using Zack Ryder. I never really loved him. You stupid bitch. Do you not notice the camera's on you?"
Which also happened at WrestleMania, by the way. She kicked him in the crotch, thus turning heel. Which reminds me, looking back, I think one of the best face turns I have ever seen in my life is when Teddy Long, at the time, was a heel general manager for SmackDown. He turned face by fining Kurt Angle $1,000.
Sometimes that's all it takes. really, the Miz and Del Rio's face turn was about as good as that one. Yeah, they like doing stuff for the fans now.
Yeah, so Alberto Del Rio turns face, and what does he do? He hits Santa Claus, which you think would somehow turn him heel, but no, the fans forgave him, and he's still a face. Which, honestly, that was one of the best falls by Santa Claus ever.
But all was forgiven, and he beat the evil Big Show to win the World Heavyweight title, so everybody loves him. Yay, we love you, Del Rio.
Yeah, and funny, we've been talking about Alberto Del Rio more than we have been talking about Zack Ryder and Eve Torres.
Why not? I know you like Zack Ryder, right? I mean, you're more of a fan of him.
Yeah.
Zack Ryder's never really done much for me. I applaud him for getting over via his YouTube show because that is good. That's great that he did that. Saved his career a little bit. But, no, just never done much for me.
Yeah. So, out of the various nominees that we have, AJ Lee, Claire Lynch, Farting Natalia, Aces and Eights, Daniel Bryan's 18-second WrestleMania, and Zack Ryder Eve Torres Love Affair. Which one are you actually going to vote for? Unlike most presidential elections where people will not say who they're going to vote for.
We will.
Yeah, we're going to let you know
who
we're voting for.
This is way more important than deciding the leader of the free world. AJ Lee.
Okay.
I can't, like I said, find her dull and boring. She's on TV too much. I don't get her character. I don't. Psycho Slut? Is that Psycho Slut AJ Lee? She's crazy. She's not crazy. Now she makes out with John Cena, then betrays him, goes with Dolph Ziggler, who insults her. I don't get her. She makes my head hurt. So therefore, yeah, she's my choice for Gooker of the Year and beyond.
Yeah. For me, I have to go with Farting Natalia. Just because the farting gimmick is just that stupid. And I think what makes it even worse is that Natalia is probably the best wrestler on the roster today. And even before the WWE started losing their entire women's division in 2012, she was still one of the top female wrestlers they had.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
To me, it's insult to injury. It's got to be Farting Natalia.
Yeah, they got, no joke, like 10 divas under contract, and that's it. 10 of them. I mean, they purged the roster the last year, but it's... Here,
well,
should we try to name them all? We probably could.
Technically, these divas have been asking for their releases. None of them have been fired. None of them have been let go. They all asked for their release. Nikki and Brie Bella asked to leave. Kelly asked to leave. Beth Phoenix asked to leave. Eve Torres asked to leave.
And why do you think that is? Do you think they see the writing on the wall that the division is not going to be as important as it used to be? Or because it can't be a coincidence that we've 5 divas leave in a year's time voluntarily.
I think the case with the Bellas, it was their contract was up and they didn't want to renew. They just said we just want to end our contract and we're done. I don't know the situation with Kelly. That might have been the same. But, yeah, they're obviously not happy. Granted, I'm opening up something.
I was going to say, what are you tearing open there?
I'm having a delicious peanut butter Twix.
Ooh, yeah, we'll be talking about that.
So I went ahead and voted. I put in my Farting Natalia vote. And it shows the actual results as they're happening live.
I was going to say, people, what is more WrestleCrap than Natalia arrive, fart, leave, to quote Blade Braxton, or AJ Lee, Psycho Slut?
Now, we're in the third week of 2013.
Yes.
Do you think it's safe to say that Bully Ray Brooke Hogan wedding is going to be a nominee for the 2013 Gooker Award?
If the payoff is bad, then yes. Because wedding angles in wrestling, it seems like one happens every year and the result's the same. Complete, utter disaster.
Now, they did have the SoCal Val Jay Lethal wedding, which I believe was a nominee several years back.
Yeah. Poor Jay Lethal. I was going to say, there's another guy with all the talent in the world to be somebody in this business. And everywhere he's gone, I like for him to be successful in ROH, but I still wish WWE would. Come on, he's better than Kofi Kingston.
Yeah. And they gave him, which I admit was funny, and he did a good job, but still, they had a black guy impersonating a crazy, cocaine-addicted white guy.
Ooh, yeah. Freak out, freak out, freak out. Love Randy Savage. Yes.
So, Gooker Award, we differ a little bit. I think we both can agree why the other voted for who they voted for. But it looks like, technically, right now, Claire Lynch is leading with 34% of the vote.
Yeah, I think she's got that one.
And second, we have 19% of the vote goes to Daniel Bryan and his 18 seconds of WrestleMania.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
Please.
Now, we were correct. Aces and Eights has the lowest amount. It's a 7.
Yeah, I know.
But Farting Natalia is third, and
Woo.
The Various Loves of AJ Lee is fourth.
Come on, people. It should be higher. It's just because some people have a boner for AJ Lee and they can just not see that she's a waste of space on TV. Really, why not have Caitlyn fill the role? Probably do just as good as a job.
Yeah. Caitlyn, I do like a lot. So I'm happy she got the win. I'm unhappy that it had to happen on a Raw when they easily could have, I don't know, had her defeat Eve way before that. How many times did she actually wrestle Eve for the title? 3 or 4 times?
Yeah, I think when Eve gave him the confirmation that, I'm leaving. Oh, okay, well now you're dropping the title.
Goodbye.
Yep, 10 divas on the roster, I think. 9 or 10, I don't know. I think I looked it up on Wikipedia once a few days ago, and pretty bare bones, man. Pretty bare bones.
I am going to miss her rump shaker move, though.
Too hot for PG was that rump shaker. All I want to do is zoom, 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 and a boom, boom. And there's our early 90s music reference. Get used to it,
yes.
Kids. You're going to hear it every show.
Yes, we have obscure references, just like WrestleCrap Radio did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that about sums it up for our first podcast, which I guess is only going to cover the Gooker Awards. We were planning on, I guess, talking about some other things, but we can just get into that in another episode.
Brace yourselves.
Yes.
Brace yourself.